Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a topic that touches many of our hearts. Why God takes people out of your life. If you've ever experienced the loss of a significant person, you're not alone. We all have. It's a tough journey, but understanding the reasons behind it can bring clarity and peace. Stay with us until the end, because we're not only going to explore these powerful reasons, but also share a real-life experience that will resonate with you and offer encouragement. You won't want to miss this, so make sure to watch the whole video. Let's get started. Like you, I've lost someone very special in my life. I remember feeling lost and confused, asking God why this was happening. It felt like torture, and I couldn't understand why God would allow such pain. It took me a while to get over the hurt, but as time passed, I began to see things more clearly. I realized that God had a plan, a reason for everything, even if it wasn't apparent at the time. God has a grand plan for each of us. Sometimes the people we care about are not part of that plan. Think of it like a puzzle. Every piece has its place, and sometimes pieces don't fit together. Jeremiah 29:11 tells us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Imagine someone in your life stopping you from achieving your goals or dragging you in the wrong direction. There's a significant difference between want and need. Sometimes we want someone in our lives, but they're not who we truly need. They might be good people, but they're not helping us become who God wants us to be. God removes them to prevent future negativity. For instance, a friend of mine was in a relationship that seemed perfect, but it wasn't. She later realized her partner wasn't supporting her spiritual and personal growth. God removed him from her life, and though it hurt at first, she eventually met someone who truly supported and nurtured her. Not everyone in your life is meant to stay forever. Some people are just passing through. They come into your life to teach you something or to help you grow. When their purpose is fulfilled, they move on. I lost several friends over the years. Each time it hurt, but I learned valuable lessons from each relationship. One friend taught me about resilience, another about compassion. Their departures, though painful, were part of God's plan to help me grow. Sometimes, God places people in our lives to teach us lessons. These lessons might be about love, patience, forgiveness, or even self-worth. When their purpose is served, God takes them out of our lives. I remember dating someone who seemed perfect, but as the relationship progressed, I realized I was taking them for granted. When they left, I was devastated. However, that heartbreak taught me to appreciate and cherish the people in my life more deeply. Sometimes, it's all about timing. God might take someone out of your life now, but that doesn't mean it's forever. They might come back when the time is right. I remember a couple who were deeply in love but had to separate because of circumstances. Years later, they found each other again and got married. It was all about God's perfect timing. Your life might be cluttered with too many people, preventing you from focusing on what truly matters. God removes some people to make room for better things. I used to have a large circle of friends, but not all of them were good for me. Over time, God removed some of them, and it made room for deeper, more meaningful relationships. God might remove someone from your life because He has something better in store for you. When one door closes, another opens. I lost a job I loved, and it felt like the end of the world. But soon after, I found a new job that was even better. God had something greater planned for me. God should always be your top priority. If you put someone above Him, He might remove them to bring your focus back to Him. I was in a relationship where I prioritized my partner over everything, including my faith. When the relationship ended, it was a wake-up call to refocus on my relationship with God. Similar to putting someone above God, He might remove them to help you focus more on your relationship with Him. I had a friend who was very demanding of my time. I started neglecting my spiritual life. When our friendship ended, I realized I needed to spend more time with God. We can be stubborn and not let go of toxic people. If we can't do it ourselves, God will do it for us. I was in a toxic relationship, and I couldn't bring myself to end it. Eventually, circumstances led to our breakup. It was God's way of stepping in when I couldn't. Sometimes, we might be the toxic ones. God removes us from others' lives to protect them and give us a chance to change. I once lost several friends in a short period. It was a wake-up call that I needed to change my behavior. God was giving me a chance to grow. God might remove people to bring about a change in you. Loss can lead to self-reflection and growth. When I lost a close friend, it made me rethink my priorities and behavior. Let me share a personal story with you. I was in a long-term relationship with someone I thought I would marry. We had our ups and downs, but I was convinced she was the one. One day, out of the blue, she ended our relationship. I was devastated, confused, and angry. I couldn't understand why God would allow this to happen. It took me months to move on. During that time, I focused on myself and my relationship with God. I prayed for guidance and strength. Slowly, I started to see things more clearly. I realized that my ex-girlfriend and I were not right for each other. We had different values and goals. A year later, I met my wife. She was everything I had prayed for and more. We shared the same faith, values, and dreams. It was then that I understood why God had removed my ex-girlfriend from my life. He had a better plan for me, a plan that included my amazing husband. If you're going through a difficult time because someone has been removed from your life, remember that God has a plan for you. Trust in His wisdom and timing. It might be painful now, but in time, you will see the bigger picture. You will understand that God was protecting you, teaching you, and preparing you for something better. Remember Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more uplifting content. Feel free to share your experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay blessed and keep faith.